Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry, and today I get to bring you along for another pie filling. So here's how the story goes. Yesterday morning, my manicurist calls me, and I'm thinking, she usually texts me if I've got an appointment, but I knew my appointment was later in the week. And she says, we're over at my rental house picking cherries, and we have picked all we care to eat and all we care to put up. So if you would like to, you can come over and pick as many cherries as you can handle. So I said, okay. So I went over there, and between all three of us, her and her husband, and Debbie, if you watch this, thank you so very much. This was such a blessing. Picked 30 pounds. I weighed them when I got home, and I videotaped the part where I show you all the cherries, and I put my SD card in the computer and didn't save it and erased it. So any of you that videotape, sometimes we have technical difficulties. Anyways, so this is in here, and I don't know if you can see it, but I don't want to dump it on the counter. This is 6 quarts of pitted cherries. It took me 2 hours to pit those cherries with this little cherry pitter. This is a pretty cool little gadget. You can do 6 at a time. The seeds go through here. You just pop it, done. But 6 at a time to get 6 quarts is a lot. It took 2 hours. And I'd washed them prior to that. Then I put them in a gallon of water with some citric acid, just so they don't turn color on us. And by the time I was done, it was time to make dinner and time to tend to puppies. And unfortunately, I ran out of time yesterday, and so I decided we'd be canning up the pie filling today when I got home from work. So I'm all ready to go. I've got the 6 quarts here. I'm going to drain these off. They've been in the refrigerator, so it'll take a little longer for the actual process to go, but it'll be okay. I'm going to drain them through a colander, and the recipe I'm using is, again, in one of my favorite canning books, the Amish canning book. The Amish canning cookbooks, it's called. The cherry pie filling calls for 6 quarts of pie cherries and 7 cups of sugar, 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 cups of clear gel, and it calls for clear gel or cornstarch. And I would think cornstarch would break down in the canning process, so I'm going to use clear gel. 9 1/2 cups of cold water or juice. You may substitute cherry juice or for some or all of the water. Cherry juice is a little expensive, so it would make this cost prohibitive. But I did get white grape and cherry, and that'll flavor this beautifully. It'll give it a little added color. I'm not going to add food coloring to this. So those of you that are against food coloring will be happy to know this will be all natural for the most part. And that's all there is to it. So I need to drain these off. Then I'm going to mix my sugar and my clear gel, and I'll leave you a link to where you can find clear gel. I just ordered 6 big 2.5 pound bags for myself because you go through it almost 2 cups at a time. It goes pretty fast. So get yourself stocked up. And you can buy it in bulk, actually, but I've got my lids waiting. They're all washed. Because I sanitized my jars yesterday, I am actually sterilizing them in the water bath canner, and as soon as those are done, I've already sterilized my ladle, my funnel, my Pokey Joe to get the bubbles out, and I'm ready to go. But these jars are waiting for me. They're hot and ready to go as soon as this is done. So what you need to do is drain the cherries. Now I could use this water if I wanted to. You need to hold those aside, and then you're going to mix your sugar, your clear gel, bring that up to a boil. You're going to add lemon juice, and you need 1/2 cup of bottled lemon juice, and I've got organic lemon juice that I use. And then you bring it back up to a boil it for 1 minute. Then you add your cherries and fold them in, and when it's hot all the way through, you're ready to bottle it up. So if that makes sense, guys, let's get going. Don't forget, guys, if you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I don't know, maybe come back next time for another exciting video. Tell me what you want to see. If you like these canning videos, for sure. So I decided to save some of the actual juice from the cherries in the recipe, or the bowl. I strained it out into this. So I've got 8 cups of the actual cherry juice, and then I need another 1.5 cups. And look at this, I have another measuring cup that I can see correctly from this side, and that you can see the difference in the color. It's a little bit lighter. This cherry juice was too good to throw out, so I went ahead and used part of that and then part of this, and this will add a little sweetness because the cherries are tart. So you want to get your sugar and your clear gel, and my clear gel is in a brand new bag, so we're going to get this open, and I like to put that in first. And I've got my pretty measuring cups that were sent to me as a gift. Thank you. Love them. Okay, so 1, and we're just gonna eyeball the 3/4 and 3/4. And that is pretty darn close. So I put that in first because it can become airborne if you put it in after, and then you have a big dusty cloud, if you will. And you want to make sure, and this is the other reason why I did keep the cherry juice, because you want to make sure that it's cold water or cold juice, and this juice was not cold. So let's go ahead and pour our juice in. And this one, and I tasted this just from it sitting and the fruit macerating overnight. It really made a pretty good juice. Set all these measuring cups aside, and you're going to give this a good stir, and then you're going to take it over to the stove, like I said, and start your process of bringing it up to a boil. And it takes a little bit of time. When I did my rhubarb, part of my rhubarb was cold, and to complete it, to get to the canning state, it was 40 minutes. So I suspect this will be close to that. And it's just like you're dissolving a big slurry of sugar and cornstarch. And there you go. Let's get this on over there and get it on the stove, and I'll bring you back when we're drawing it up. So I thought I'd bring you in for a close-up of what you can expect. Now, once I got everything dissolved, it's now this kind of a bubblegum pink color and kind of milky. And as it reacts with the heat, once it comes up to a boil, it'll clear up, and hence the name Clear Gel. So we still got a ways to go. I've been working on this for about 10 minutes. And I've got it on medium-high heat. I don't want to scorch it. You got to keep stirring so it doesn't scorch on the bottom of your pan. So that's what it looks like right now. All right. Oh, I'm excited. Okay. Okay, now it's come up to a boil, and it's really thick. And so we're going to measure out our lemon juice really quick. 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Oops, a little bit. And this is an organic lemon juice that I get. It's fantastic. And you're gonna boil that for 1 minute. Start. And stirring the whole time. This is really critical. And the thicker something gets, the more it will splatter. So you want to make sure you have, well, you need a deep pan because that's a lot of fruit. But I just got splattered. And we're just gonna go ahead and boil this for 1 minute, and then we'll add our fruit. We got 36 seconds left. Keep stirring just to keep it from sticking to the bottom, and look how thick that is. It's just thick. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm excited for this arm workout. Okay, 19 seconds. It's almost there. Oh, good Lordy, that's beautiful. 10 seconds. And you're coming along. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to add in the bowl that I've got off to the side, and you got to kind of fold it in and cool that off. And what I'm going to do is grab my big colander that's full of cherries, and it has a thing on the bottom. Ooh, that's not going to work. It has a trap door on the bottom that I can open right above my pot. if I can get it in there. So you just pull this right here and they start dropping, or they're supposed to. Why aren't they dropping? Huh. Well, we'll work on this and I'll bring you back. So if you can't beat them, join them. And cherries are gonna go flying everywhere. Just saying. Ooh, that's a full pot. Okay. Put that in the sink. Any runaways, go ahead and retrieve them. I think we're gonna have plenty here. So you're really only gonna stir this, mix it in until the cherries are heated through and we're ready to jar it up. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along for this ride. Nothing like a good mess in the canning session. We are ready to jar it up and I'm super excited. I just took these 3 hot jars out of the water bath canner and this is thick, no food coloring, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful and you're gonna want to debubble. You want 1 inch of headspace and so I'm gonna debubble with this end and see what we got. I'm gonna have to take a few out, and that happens. This little clear thing at the bottom might work on some stuff, but it kind of fogs up. So it defeats the purpose, right? And we'll put this on a paper towel because I'm sure I'm gonna need that again. And I've got vinegar, hot vinegar water here to wipe the rim of your jar, and we're gonna go ahead and get a flat on and a ring, and it's gonna go back in the canner to rest. That's really hot. Fingertip tight, that's it. Back in the canner. Oh, look how pretty. You can see the whole cherries. I'll bring you in close so you can see a close-up of what this looks like. It is beautiful. I am super excited. Now I'm doing this in 1.5 pint jars, and I'm gonna give you the reason. If you use 2 21-ounce cans of pie filling to do a 9-inch pie, that's 42 ounces. So a quart jar isn't quite big enough, and this will make a huge pie. So if you have extra, or we like to make 2 smaller pies that are perfect for 2 people, this is gonna work out wonderful. So 2 of these would make a big 10 or 12-inch pie, and or 1 of these would make 2 of my mini pies, and I'll show you that. All right, so we are ready to fill our second jar, and this makes a lot. Now my canner will hold 9 of these 1.5 pint jars. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna get, because this was supposed to give me 7 quarts, so who knows. Uh-oh, did I fill it again too full? Probably. Hot. And yes, I did. So all you do in that circumstance is go ahead and take a few off the top. That looks like 1 inch there. And wipe this rim, and you're only concerned with the rim that comes in contact with your flat and that seal. And you need a ring. Hold your jar with your jar grabber, and there you go. It's ready to go in the canner. And again, isn't that beautiful? Homemade, homegrown, organic cherries from their my manicurist's tree. Yeah. All right, in the canner it goes. And this is gonna can for 40 minutes. 40 minutes because of my altitude. So check your altitude because you'll need to raise the temp up or down. Or the timing. Well guys, our pie filling is done. I'm excited to tell you I got way more than I had planned with the recipe. And I think what happened was, 2 hours of pitting cherries and filling up your 2-quart measurer. I think I filled it up more than I was supposed to, and I ended up with more than 6 quarts of fruit. Anyways, the recipe came out perfect though. It's not too sweet. It's still got that tartness. Now I water bathed this for 40 minutes, and I washed my pot out that I cooked all of that in, and went ahead and did the last 2 quarts. So it made 9 1.5 pound or 1.5 pint jars, And 2 quarts. I mean, that you can't beat that. That's a lot of pie filling. And these are absolutely beautiful. Red and just gorgeous. Remember, no tipping. And even when you water bath can, that food does expand, and especially with pie fillings, that's why you need that inch of headspace. This one, I see there's some that leaked out, and so we'll see if that actually seals or not. Most of the time it does, but we want to make sure. And if it doesn't, we'll put it in the refrigerator, and I will make something really special with that. So now I'm going to take this off the stove and bring my big canner over. I could have put all 9 1.5 pint jars in this one, but when I realized that I had 2 quarts extra, I went ahead and got my little rack that goes in my pressure cooker, and I put it in the bottom of that pan, and it held those 3 jars just perfect. So there you go. That's a lot of pie filling. I love it. I can't wait to take a picture and send to my friend my manicurist who gave me all these cherries. She'll be very happy to know that I made good use of them, and absolutely wonderful. In fact, my nail appointment is 2 days from now, so I'm probably going to take her some, because I don't think she'll put up cherries, but she might make a little pie or, you know, some kind of a trifle or something with it. All right, guys, I hope this inspires you to go ahead, try your hand at home canning. This is so easy. I mean, it was a little bit of work, but these were free. I would spend a lot of money trying to put this on my shelf from the store, and it wouldn't be near as good. It wouldn't have near as many cherries in it, because there's a lot of cherries in these pie fillings. And yeah, I think that the quality is better. I don't have any artificial flavorings going on in there other than a little bit of that juice, which it's a no sugar added 100% juice. So there you go. All right, guys, I hope that you come back next time. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel and let us know how you like it, and go ahead and hit the About section below. There's a link to some canning supplies, and I'll put a link to the clear gel, because that's super important to have on your shelf when you want to can and thicken things. It makes it easy, and it's shelf stable, and it stays thick. It doesn't break apart. So that being said, I'll see you next time.